Hello, this is a general, okay? Let's clear it. It's for everyone. I'm Brandy. Welcome to me and my well-worn table. Okay, so I'm a shadow worker if you're new, right? And premeditative. We're just gonna premeditated. There are restructuring, there are lessons, there are karmic growth, there are challenges to make us confront fears, limitations, old patterns, okay? That is more a mature level. Are we authentic? Have we fallen into a pattern since the world is in AI mode and influencer mode? You know what I mean? And it's about emotional security and family, from what I was getting. A very important emotional self-care when it came to family. I know we can all go there. I was watching a girl the other day and it blew my mind that she was saying her very loving mother was narcissistic because she always made sure she got her to her appointments on time, always made sure she had an after school snack. Like, how dare her? Smothering, yes. Narcissistic, no. People are getting a little crazy out here, okay? A little bit. That's what I'm saying. No one is, everyone just wants a like, which goes to, I don't feed you what your delusion is. I break the delusion down. I am not for everyone. I am Brandy, and therefore you have too much of me and I'm gonna knock you on your ass. So that's my line to everyone. So the theme, I think, with this general overall reading for everyone that I felt very, I like literally stopped cooking and everything and come in here to meditate, to see what I was getting. And there is transitions galore. I literally called for everyone to focus with the full moon last night on Bill Gates and everyone attached to him, to stop him from crimes against humanity. He's using all the loopholes to be legal for what he's doing, and it is just insanity. It's insanity. I've said Bill Gates was evil for years. Some of my prophecies involved the children and his agenda of pushing it. So this is more shifting through difficult times, and we got to have more emotional resilience. People are, Eight of Cups, people are getting a little too sensitive out there. They're not able to comprehend the world, okay? And it's where, yes, you have a supportive space, but within yourself. Not everyone needs to cater to you, okay? We come in the world alone, we go out alone. And you need to recognize that that stability is always through you, okay? You have to honor your emotional needs. You have to face these lessons. You have to face those lessons, okay? So the practical takeaway, your environment is your routine, is your emotional safety, okay? Journaling, loved ones, whatever. But it is about the tools for the challenges instead of screaming someone did you wrong. You need to recognize those lessons are about growth in your soul and you're authentic, and just shift that perspective when things become challenging. You want to know what I've been doing because I've been urged to? Getting things to back me up for a week when the grid goes off. It's just reality. I listen to my nudges. I'm the only one that had everything on stock when you know what hit. Judgment, friends. King of Cups. The Barbie theme here. Two of Cups. King of Wands, Four of Swords, Magician reversed, the Hierophant reversed. Sorry about the lighting, it is getting dark. Whew. So, that is the Eight of Cups, a conscious decision to leave what is not helping you emotionally, to emotionally disengage of these unfulfilling situations and old patterns, you know, which requires a lot of courage to walk away from comfort zones, but stagnant situations. And this is embodying that person that you always had the vision, like when you thought about the situation, right? But that's being proactive and pursuing that, knowing that you can do that, because again, you are the one responsible for your own landscape. So this is releasing what no longer nourishes your soul with the confidence to do so. Okay? Working through those hard times. You know, the emotional attachments, the situations that drain you. And I mean like real drain, not your made up drain. Okay? Everyone is a leader of their own life. Okay? It's about the confidence. So emotionally detaching, asserting your own personal power, emotional needs. You are responsible for your own emotional needs. It is a proactive approach. Okay? It is a purpose. Judgment. Four of Swords. Looks like it's definitely needed. Right? To awakening, to self-reflection, those transformative decisions that you've just made. Even though you don't know what to do, or you may not know what to do. Some of you, this could come in the next 2 months. You know what I mean? Just saying, from here to now, you're making these decisions to get over those patterns for a new phase of your life. But you do have to give yourself space to integrate those lessons of what you've just let go in order to actually move forward. Okay? That's a pause. That's an assessment. That's what's my inner calling. What are these new possibilities? You know, this is to become a more awakened self, more self-aware, which requires patience with yourself and with people, and understanding you are the person responsible for your own well-being. Seriously, you are the party responsible for your own well-being. The major players that I have here is Virgo, Taurus. I only do major players, mind you. Sag, I believe. This is all water signs, but I actually want to say Pisces and Cancer more so. So those are your major players if you're looking. Okay. The King of Cups and Magician. Reversed. It's clarifying the theme, so to speak. That's patience, emotional stability, going forward from this initial 2 months. These are your stages. Okay, these are your stages from the initial boom, where you do have patience. Even though you feel blocked, or your ability to manifest something. Those doubts, that lack of confidence, that disconnected from your personal resources. Maybe you had to leave that job. Maybe you had to leave that family that always supported you. I don't have that, so... but this is for someone else out there. Okay? That is emotional mastery and addressing that disempowerment and that doubt for emotional maturity as a guiding tool during it to a... I don't know. Everyone's going to feel disconnected right now because you're leaving the things behind that you've always tied yourself to. Your skills, your talents, your potential. That was all someone else's or wasn't doing you any good. Okay? Not everyone can be an influencer, and I'm going to tell you right now, folks. I'm going to tell you, you better learn an actual skill set that AI cannot take over. I'm just saying. You might want to actually naturally get a skill set. That is probably the block you're going to experience. You've probably grown up in this digital world. Some of you have. But you are capable of supporting your growth and learning. Right? There are practices. There are things to learn. I hope you guys are following along. I'm trying to make this as basic as I can so people understand. You know what I mean? Because it is general. This is very general. Sorry, that's my air kicking on. You finally found a new emotional connection that aligns with you, that actually understands you. You've went through your growth, your healing. You know, meaningful connections, renewed relationship with yourself. You know, you're not following the traditional path, the societal norms. You're doing your own path. Okay? Not the conventional rules. Congratulations to you. Okay? This is more about the connection with yourself and getting out of the patterns of the societal expectations that have kept you brainwashed. Where you question all those old beliefs and what your life path is, what's your truth for you, what's the goal, how can I maintain my individuality so I do not get lost again, where I can get rid of those beliefs I grew up with. You know, what is that for me? So you have a dream, but you also have an illusion tied to the spirituality, tied to your family, dissolution of boundaries. What's your spiritual side in this? And be mindful again of the confusions that do arise. So when you fill that with the people that come in, go away. Unless they're challenging you to think and dive deep and be emotionally mature, they gotta go. They're pulling you back into old, they gotta go. Because the new venture is not going to come as expected. I'll put it that way. Because first you have to release the control rather than initiating major action. The major action was in the beginning. Right? It was in the beginning. So you could start getting that clarity. So you could start trusting yourself. So you could start practicing patience and getting rid of unrealistic expectations. Fantasies, confusions that distort your perception. Okay, you got to get out of that. So you can prepare for manifestation. So you'll be in a better position to act aligned with your authentic self and your spiritual insight that you have gained. So you can deepen that. So you can get out of those old constraints and embrace, while recognizing how far you've come. So you may not get off the ground immediately, but that's okay. You did the major part over here and everything else falls into line. It will definitely be done by the end of January. So 2 months, you know what I mean? End of January. So you go October to January. You get out of it. Alright, let's pull major card and I'm going to end this out. You may come back later and be like, oh my god, I didn't know what it meant. And then, you know, here's 2 months. Here we are. I know what it all means now. Oh, goodness. Pisces. Told you Pisces is in here. Underneath that, Neptune. Sacrifice. That's illusions, friends. That's being constrained by illusions. So, number 24. That's self-sabotage, too. Following the crowd. So this is really the Hanged Man in traditional sense, okay? This is surrendering because there's too much paranoia, too much confusion. And it's like you don't want to never be known. You have too many fragile boundaries, too much sensitivity. What I say in the beginning. Too much sensitivity where you served others. And you keep wanting to be part of a crowd, and then you have a trouble getting on track for yourself. Then you don't even know what it is. Then you get around sleazy people. Then you get caught in the wrong crowd. Then you see people as friends when they're not your friend. Don't be gullible. This is you lacking the critical thought because of the company that you keep. Okay? You don't want that. Because then you turn cynical. But for the creative few out there, if you want your art in any form or fashion, voice, whatever, to be heard, you actually have to get it out into the world. Okay? You can't just sit in your room and send it to your friends. That belief that it'll just happen, well, sometimes it doesn't. Also, someone needs to get clean. Have a little compassion with yourself. If you feel like your music will only be heard if you stay this way, you are wrong. That is the illusion delusion. It's here. We have the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords reversed. Yeah. Impotent is what it, even though it says impatient, I heard impotent. You have to be daring and focused. Okay? There is no, yeah, see, that's cutting ties. You're not fighting anymore. You're going to be very direct. You're going to be very direct. That's good. But there's a lot of this. Woo, a lot of that. So, very good, where you'll be able to be yourself, where whatever you're trying to do gets off the ground. Okay? I actually feel like you will be saved. You will be saved in that manner. Okay, I'll catch you later.